Be ready. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, start. In this context, we need to take a close look at the growth of our revenue expenditure, particularly on subsidies. The major subsidies at the center are food, fertilizers, and petroleum products. Some subsidies at this juncture in our development are inevitable, but they become undesirable if they compromise the macroeconomic fundamentals of the economy, more so when they don't reach the intended beneficiaries. The government had decided that from 2012 to 13, subsidies related to food and for administering the Food Security Act will be fully provided for. All other subsidies would be funded to the extent that they can be borne by the economy without any adverse implication. It would be my endeavor to restrict the expenditure on central subsidies to under 2% of GDP in 2012 to 13. Over the next 3 years, it would be further brought down to 1.75% of GDP. Such a step is needed to improve the quality of public spending. Out effort now will be directed towards better targeting and leakage proof delivery of the subsidy. The recommendation of the task force on IT strategy for direct transfer of subsidy, they have been accepted. Based on these recommendations, a mobile based fertilizer management system has been designed to provide end to end information on the movement of fertilizers and subsidies from the manufacturers to the retail level. This will be rolled out nationwide during 2012. Direct transfer of subsidy to the retailer and eventually to the farmer will be implemented in subsequent phases. This step will benefit 12 crore farmer families while reducing expenditure on subsidy by curtailing misuse of fertilizers. All the three public sector oil marketing companies have launched LPG transparency portals to improve customer service and reduce leakage. A pilot project for selling LPG at market price and reimbursement of subsidy directly into the beneficiary's bank account is being conducted in Mysore. These pilot projects show that substantial economies in subsidy outgo can be achieved by the use of Aadhaar platform. It will be our endeavor to scale up and roll out these Aadhaar enabled payments for various government schemes in at least 50 selected districts within the next 6 months. As honorable members as aware, the direct taxes code bill was introduced in parliament in August 2010. It was our earnest desire to give effect to DTC from April 1, 2012. However, we received the report of the Parliamentary Standing Committee on March 9, 2012. We will examine the report expeditiously and take steps at earliest. Mr. Vice Chairman, sir, I appreciate and welcome the various steps taken by the government so far to arrest in the increasing trend in the prices of several commodities. At the same time, sir, I feel that would be failing in my duty if I do not bring to the notice of government the fact that the people at large are not satisfied with the results. No one can dispute the fact that there is general discontent among all sections of the community. Sir, in the last two budgets, our finance minister granted a number of concessions to the various industries, but I wish to point out that none of these benefits were passed on to the consumers. Let us take the recent example. The tea planters of the country, particularly from the south, made a big hue and cry and got certain concessions from the government, but I do not think that led to any reduction in the price of tea available in the shops. Let us also take the example of edible oil, sir. There is no justification for the increase in the price of edible oil, particularly when we take note of the point that a huge quantity of oil has been imported in the country, and also in view of the prevailing prices of oil seeds. Sir, the finance minister was good enough to invite suggestions from the members of this house. I would like to make one or two suggestions for his consideration. Sir, for a long time, the organized sector of the employees in this country, to whichever political ideology they belong, have been demanding that all industrial establishments in the country should be compelled to open fair price shops and sell essential commodity to their workmen at the subsidized prices. It is these salaried employees who are prepared to pay and price sometimes demanded by traders, and as a result the prices are shooting up. If at least this section of the community was supplied with essential goods at reasonable prices, it will work as a means of arresting further increases in prices. In some cases, the producers feel it will be profitable for them to suppress the production and sell those essential articles in black market and get enough profit. The producers should not be allowed to raise and prices unnecessarily where in a area there are short supplies. There is also another point which I would like to bring to the notice of the Honorable Minister. Sir, the excise inspectorate is not as effective as it should be. I am coming, sir, from an area where nearby there are large number of oil mills which produce oil, particularly groundnut oil. Almost all these oil mills are allowed to suppress their production by 30 to 40%, and all the suppressed production is sold in black market. If they are brought if they are brought to the regular production list and regular market and regular sales, the pressure on oil prices may not be that much as we are having today. Sir, I would urge upon the government to continue to be vigilant and take further necessary steps to hold the price line. Before concluding, sir, I would like to appeal to all my colleagues, particularly those in the opposition, not to support any action which disrupts production, leading to shortage and consequently further increase in price. Far from helping the government in bringing down the prices before the by elections in the states for Lok Sabha, they were praying for increase in prices in the hope that this increase in prices will have an effect on the election results. The last by election elections were fought more on the basis of the prices than ruling, but in spite of the increase in prices, our party candidates were returned to power. This does not mean that the people are satisfied with the prices that were prevailing, but in spite of their difficulties and in spite of the higher prices, the people of this country believed our leader and our party. They also believed our leader and our party. They also believed in our capacity to hold the price line. They also believed that this can be done and controlled only by the government, led by the Prime Minister, and by no other person. At the same time, I would like to give a of caution to my own leaders. The comparison with the other countries does not country where the inflation is higher. There is no other country in the world which is having half of its population under the poverty line. Therefore, what is needed now is not statical comparison but action, and nothing but action. Therefore, sir, the simple question of managing the economy is very important. The same thing has happened in the case of sugar. Even when the government had ample sugar stocks, they did not care to release the stocks to bring down the price, where when the sugar is selling at rupees 34 to rupees 36 per kg.